Hey guys, it's Becky. If you're new here, then welcome, and if you're already a subscriber, thanks for coming back. Today I'm going to be doing a video all about the Hobonichi Cousin and different ways that you can use it and how I've used it over the years and things that I've just tips and tricks that I've picked up over the years on how I find the best way to use the cousins. Now, I ended up with two Hobonichi Cousins in this year. I started off with the Hobonichi Cousin, and I'll go through how I use that. So I use this as more of like a memory one, but I wanted a functional one. I wanted to try just pure functional, so I bought the spring edition, which is what this is. So this goes through from April to I'm not quite sure, April to March, I think. Should have looked at this, shouldn't I? Yeah, till March. I'm not sure if I'm going to, I probably will end up buying a new cousin for the January start for 2023, because it's the English edition, isn't it? And I've got FOMO and I want a full book for the year, and these have been more like, not practicing, because they have got stuff in like memories and things like that, but I kind of know where I'm at with the Hobonichi Cousin, and I'm fully aware that it can be a very, very intimidating planner. Like, it is a bloody good planner, and it's got so much potential in this guy. It's probably one of the best planners on the market for functionability and things like that. Did I just make that word up? Functionability. So this is my functional one, and this one I have stopped using. I might go back and things, but I have like done a couple of things in here, spreads in here to show you and things like that. So I've got mine in a Giglio cover, Giglio Appunto A5. It's in the matte Croco black. I absolutely love this cover. I slide it in. I've got a I'll show you what I've got, because I've got one. So I buy these Midori notebook covers for mine, and I find them absolutely fine. Like, they grow with it. I mean, yeah, that isn't flat to that, but it, like, I never have a problem with my spines or anything like that. This is gorgeous, isn't it? It's from the latest Sterling Ink collection. It's my favourite, hands down. I've got some little functionals in here from Alvi Planning Co. I love her functionals. I've got some bigger versions here as well, because, like, as I said, I use this as more of a functional. So I did a previous video on my two planner system, which is the Hobonichi Weeks and the A5 Stalogy, and I love these two together. But as I said, I've said in a previous video, you know, my job is I what's the word? Like, I see YouTube as like a little, well, it's a hobby. It's a hobby first and foremost, but also I like to help people, and I like to show people different ways of doing things, and if that means I can get all the planners, I'll get all the bloody planners. So, you know, I am going to be using this as a functional one as well. Yes, it is repetitive, but it's repetitive for me, and I don't care. You can pick and choose if you want to watch all the videos, or if you're just here for the functional cousin, or if you're here for like Sterling Ink memory planning, or if you're here for the weeks and the Stalogy. You know, it's your choice what you watch. But I am going to be planning in multiple planners next year, and I'm going to try my hardest to hold up on that. So I'm not going to bore you with the layout of the cousin. We all know and love it, and if you've just bought one, then you've got it and you'll know. So you go from your, I always use these as school holidays. So in here I've just highlighted the school holidays and then just put a little sticker over. You can tip in to the cousin. I find it really, really easy. Use a bit of scotch tape or washi. This spread here can be used in a load of different ways. So I started off the year using it as a index for my daily pages. So if there's ever anything that I wanted to look back at, I've got it as reference here. So I know that I paid my prepayment certificate there, our anniversary, kids half term, my Giglio was delivered, we went to the zoo, went on holiday, the day my dad died, all of these kind of things. My first Bible, Russia and Ukraine started, you know, big things that I can just see by looking at this overview. I've also used this as a tracker before. I've used it as just general tracking, as in AM routine, PM routine, and tick the box. I've also used it as a 1 to 7 on my mood and done like dots and then connected the dots, and that, you know, it all looks nice, but you need to decide what is the most functionable for you, because you've got this box up here and it has got 3 little boxes in, but you don't need to use those boxes. They're so faint, you don't need to use them. And then this at the bottom, again, you can put pictures in here as like a memory for the month. You can do a mini monthly reset in there, a mini goals reflection in there. You know, there is loads and loads of ways to use this page. You can use it as a step tracker, you can use it as a mood tracker, you can use it as an index, you can use it as birthdays, anniversaries, you can use it as appointments. You know, you can colour code in here your mood and then just see like an array of colour across the page if that's what you're into. And then the monthlies, so the monthlies you can use as memory planning, which the Hobonichi Cousin was always my memory planner, but Sterling Ink have brought out the B6 kind of Cousin dupe, which I bought, and I'm thinking of that to be more of my memory planner because it's a smaller space at the back to journal on, because the Cousin can be quite intimidating for that. So yeah, so I have done highlights, and then I'll go into this one because this one I used more functional. So I'd come in and I'd just put like reoccurring tasks, appointments, so like Casey's last day at school, paydays, holiday, back to school, birthdays, like, and you can come on and you can just forward plan in here. And I have just before this video set up my November monthly, and I used this journaling kit from Alvi Planning. She does these gorgeous 2-page journaling kits, and I just cut down the days, use some Philofabulous date dots, and use the boxes for that, for like big events that I need to remember. And yeah, I've got quite a bit of deco and some other little boxes left. Now your monthly overview can be used again for anything that you want to use. You can use it as appointments, you can use it as a highlight, you can use it to pre-plan. If you're a YouTuber, you can use it to pre-plan your YouTube. You can schedule out cleaning tasks, you can schedule out a meal plan, you can schedule out if you're a university student or a school student, you can schedule out like assignments due, essays, things like that. Anything like that you can put on here. You can have a running to-do list here of things that you want to achieve in the month, like how I do this on a weekly basis. You can do it monthly and have like your monthly tasks written down the side. I use my monthly in my weeks the same. It's just functional, and like I pre-plan my goals in here as well. So like part of my goals is taking my measurements and progress pictures, family movie nights, date nights, when I need to check my finances, Casey netball, any date time specific tasks I put in here. And then like just monthly highlights, you could just write a few, or your monthly goals you could write down here. You could make it into a tracker along here as well, and I see people making it into a tracker along the bottom. It's a really functional spread to use. So you could also write in here your highlight of the day instead of using a picture. One of the things that I loved, and I think I've got it in here, one of the things I loved about when I first started planning, is it in here? Saw it the other day. Yes, it's here. When I first started planning, after I went to Planacon in Belgium, I got hooked on the bullet journal system, and I got my little handle on there, and I did this for quite a while, and it's so funny to look back on because I cringe. Yeah, from June 2019 I used this, but what I love about this is, I mean, these are all my weekly spreads, and then I kind of use this like I use the Stackry, but I started at one point doing a line a day for like July, and I look back at this and I read it and I'm like, oh, that's really cool, I love that. So I really love having that like memory that memory kind of thing to look back on. So that's why I've always implemented it in my planning system, like a highlight of the day, a memory of the day, anything like that. So yeah, that is the monthlies. Now the weeklies, I will show you. The weeklies, again, like there's so many different ways you can use the weeklies. I did start off in this one kind of functionally planning, so I'd do like some to-dos at the top, and then I'd just like write down my day like as it was happening. I'd use, this is a planner spot kit, and then just washi and stickers. I also used like full standard size kits and just cut the boxes down. I mean, it's really easy. Like if you look really close, you can see that's cut and then just put on top of the other. But like far away, or when I'm flicking through it, it doesn't look like that at all. Where's the other one I did that? That, really love it. So this is me coming back after the fact and using my Stackry to plan in what has been done, and that's what I tended to do with this planner. I'd come in after the fact and I'd back plan basically what I'd done for that week. And I didn't really think, if you're using it as a memory planner, that's, you know, that's absolutely amazing, do that. But if you're using it as a functional planner, the idea is really to go to forward plan rather than to back plan. So that's what I tried to do in here. So I had my like AM routine, and then I'd pre-plan in what I did, and then I'd come in after the fact and just fill in the gaps. So I had like to-dos, to buy, errands across the bottom, because I just used, I tried to use the timings to the best that I could. So when it came to pre-planning, like swimming and things like that, I'd put them at the time that I did them, that they were scheduled in for. I mean, I can always say cancelled. Like this week I've got a running to-do list, even though I didn't plan the week. These running to-do lists, again, I would get from my main brain dump, but you can always slip a notebook in the back of your Cousin, because that's one thing I found in the Cousin, is the space to do like your brain dumps and project tracking. It's doable in the Cousin. It's definitely doable. You can do it on the daily pages, and then you can index the daily pages in the index, like I showed you earlier, the yearly overview. You can index in there. See, I was struggling, I'm not going to lie, to use it, and I was going to do, so this side, my plans, and then this side, what I actually did, but I think that would have got like really messy really quick, and I do like using like some functional stickers and stuff on here. So this week I'm going to forward plan the week and just see how that goes. I'll do that in this video actually. And then daily pages, so when I bought this I used it the same as what I would do in my Stackry. So I would use the kits, do my highlights, reoccurring tasks, and my todays. And I didn't really like it. It's too big. It's too big for this amount of space. It just looks spread out all over the place. I love the kits, but it's spread out all over the place. In this one, which I did use more, I used more as a kind of like, I started off functional planning in it, and then it turned into what it always turns into, and that's like a journal, or like I tipped in some washi. Blank pages are perfect for projects or collections and things like that. So yeah, I'd put pictures in here, I would journal in here, but it became a chore because this space, as you can see, is so big. So that's why I've moved over to the B6, the Sterling Ink B6 one for this. It's just loads of functionals, and then, so what I wanted to show you back here is I have drawn out some different layouts that you can use on the daily pages, because I know they can be really intimidating when you look at the page. But if you break your page down into sections, then you're going to be less like, it won't be as intimidating. As soon as I do a box or a line on my planner, I find it really easy to then use it. You don't have to do the boxes, you can just use them as it is. But so, you know, these things that I've put on the lists, they can be like swapped around, interchangeable, whatever. You know, you can put your top 3 there, you can put what you're reading there, your steps there, your breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know, they're all interchangeable. You can do like a little timed daily there. To-do lists, projects and steps, reflection. So if I want to start a project, I can start writing about it here and then go back to the page here, and I'd write, so it'd be the 4th of September. So I go to the 4th of September. See, I've wrote in there already projects and steps, because that's project and steps there. And then once I carry on that project, I can just keep, you know, moving it along. So there's that way of doing it. There is the standard, just put a line, journal and do pictures. This one I saw somebody do, and I found it really, really fun. So you can, these are timed, and then you can like colour them in. I've just wrote to the side. So imagine those coloured in, like how much I've procrastinated for the day and how much I spent filming and sleeping, just to see as like an overall, with a list of tasks down there that I want to achieve in the day. Happy memory, journal, trackers can go here, so you can use it functionally in that way. This way, just put in, you know, 2 lines across the page. Daily, tasks, journal, routines, trackers. Also, this one is a functional one as well, if you've heard of the 3-step routine. So the idea of the 3-step routine is to just write down the first 3 things. So at the end of the day, you'd go to the next day and you'd write what you want to do. So this is planned the day before. So the first 3 things I want to do when I get up. So I want to, when I'm in my planning area, I want to update my trackers, sleep log, and this day I want to do some studying. So I do that. That's the first 3 things, and then I'll check them off. Then I'll write the next 3 things. So I want to film nostalgia, I want to take the pictures and create the thumbnail. And then after that, I'm like, right, what else do I need to do? And I write the next. And this all stems from here. So I'll do a little goals there, and I'll go, right, my goals are, you know, YouTube, home, kids, but they're not. They're like, that's relationships, and that's mental health and things like that. But I can add extra things in, like a home project. So here, right, this is what I want to achieve today on YouTube. This is what I want to achieve today in the home. This is what I want to achieve with the kids. This, I want to start looking at my home projects for the living room and the bedroom. DD311, I want to read chapter 1, so that links with up there. And then routines, make sure I'm following these routines. So then once I've done the first 3 things and ticked them off, I'll go in and I'll go, right, what do I want to do next? Right, I want to film that. So I write the steps and the steps. And as you can see, I've only done film nostalgia, film weeks, cook dinner, clean living room, spelling and skincare. Whereas that, like, if I was to try and do all of them, that would easily go all the way down there and more. I've also included like breakfast, lunch, dinner, steps, any habits that you want to track. So tick off your skincare, your water, me time, study time, little space for journaling. Or you could use this whole space for like a brain dump. That would be really useful. But the 1, 2, 3 method, and then have a little break if you want it, is it's just focusing. If you get overwhelmed, if you write yourself a massive list of tasks and you get overwhelmed, you're less likely to do them. But just breaking things down into steps, into, right, what do I need to do? Right, I need to film it, I need to take a picture, and I need to create a thumbnail. And then after I've done that, I need to edit it, I need to upload it, I need to schedule it, and then I'm going to go and clean the kitchen. And then I'm going to come back and I'll go, right, what do I want to do next? And then I'll just pick out the ones that I want to do next. So this one is a really like functional one, the same as this one, because these are more, this is more like a tracking. If you want to see where your time's going and things like that, this is the perfect one for that. And then the last 2 I think that I've drawn out is these 2. So this one, I've just put a box at the top. And so what is my main goal that I want to focus on that day? Is it my mental health goals? Is it my YouTube goals? Is it like, pick a goal that you want to focus on that day? And I would get my goals from, well, I'll show you in here, because in here I've done it on the monthly overview page. In my Stalogy, I have a place where I do my monthly reset, and I'll go in, I'll do my reflection, and then I'll write out my goals. But you can just do this in the Cousin like this. So I did a little monthly reset. There's my questions that I need to answer, and then here are my goals. So personal, health and fitness, YouTube, relationships. So I can come like this. Imagine this is the same book, so this is the daily page. This is your monthly overview page, which you get like every month. I'll show you a blank one. So it's like this. It's just a blank page. So I just washied out that and put some washi down, some stickers down, wrote it out. So I can come in here and I can go, right, what do I want to focus on today? So like, for example, today's goal is to be to film this video, and to make sure I do my spellings, Willow and Loki's homework tonight, and clean something. So like, I picked 3 main things that if I achieve those things in that day, 3 or 4 things from your goals, I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be satisfied. Then you can do a to-do list here, or a timed daily, or a project list, or anything like that. Or you can do the 1, 2, 3 there. A highlight of the day. I always like to include a highlight of the day, because I'm quite a Nancy negative. I'm not a negative person, but I'm hard on myself, and I know I am, and nothing's ever good enough like for me, and I really struggle taking compliments and things like that. So to force myself to pick out a highlight in the day, even if it was Chris made a coffee and it was really nice, Loki said something funny and it made me laugh. There's always something in the day, even if you're in bed all day long, which, trust me guys, I have those days. I can go, the duvet was really cuddly, the pillow was really soft, Nico came up and lay with me for a little bit. There's always a highlight to the day. And then I've done it as in, if you want to track your meals, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, water, journaling again, notes, or a little doodle. Some people like to draw in their planner, and things like that. And then the final one I've broke down to AM, PM, afternoon, and tasks. So like me, I've got a certain set AM routine for my goals. I'll write that routine down, and then I'll do it for the afternoon, the evening, and then I do tasks. So there's some of the ways. Like, there's 1,000,001 ways, but I hope that's given you some ideas of how to use your daily. And if you do find yourself getting a bit like fed up, like, mix it up, try a different layout. Like, this one was yesterday, and I just literally used pen and a couple of stickers. These are the stickers from Referral Link. I go on about them all the time. I've got a discount code down below. That she does the ones up there, and she does requests as well. So I just like a bit of lettering. I do want to start practicing lettering. Maybe I'll start that next year. But I'm doing my water intake at the top and my coffee intake at the top as well, because I want to know how much coffee I'm drinking and how much water I'm drinking. So I did my tasks exactly the same as what I do in here. I'll do here. So if there's any the only thing I didn't do is like time specific stuff, which I would put up here or somewhere else. So the time specific stuff I would put on my daily, just so I remember. But you don't have to, and the reason I didn't is because it will go on my weekly. So I'll always look at my weekly as an overview before I'm planning each day. So I plan each day one at a time. I'm not going to plan the week ahead. You can set up your daily pages for as many as you want, but I plan daily. So my Hobonichi, the weekly section, will have an overview of what I want to achieve that week, and that'll be taken from my goals and things that I actually have to do, like appointments and things like that. So I'll plan the overview of the week, and I think I'm going to do that in a separate video because this video will be too long, and I just want to keep this as, you know, like just as a video to show different ways of using the Hobonichi Cousin. Yeah, I'll pre-plan my week, and that you'll see that video next. I'll pre-plan the week coming up. I'll put in appointments, I'll put in what I want to do where, and then before it comes to carrying out any of the daily tasks, I will look at the previous day, and if there's any to-dos, I mean, I don't write to-dos on here. I've done a I've done it today as well. So I've done like my goals that I want to achieve. So I want to focus in on my routines this month. So I write them out. And if I have to write them out every single day, I will write them out every single day. And then I've got this today section. So I'll write my like running daily as and when I do things. Today I can journal here, or I can write a little list of to-dos, and then whatever to-dos I didn't get done, I will migrate forward to the next day when it comes to me planning the next day. And I'll look at the overview, because when I set my weeks up, I'll check the overview of my calendar, then I'll check my weeks, then I'll plan my daily. And if you just want to, for example, like if you didn't have goals here and you had tasks, and you put a little project starter down there, again, you can reference that, you can index that in the back. So as soon as you put something down, it makes it so much easier. It just makes the whole thing easier. And for me, having a massive running to-do list just make sure that I'm not missing out on anything. But like I said earlier, you can actually get the A5 Hobonichi notebooks. They're really thin. I have got some, but I don't know where they are. But even a notebook in here, and then I can just do a massive running to-do list, and then I can tab off like my project master list, and then I can do my projects in a little notebook. I mean, it's not going to add. This is an old Simply Gilded one, but you can find these little notebooks. You can find A5 ones like anywhere, like in any stationery store. So yeah, I do. That's one thing I will say. What I haven't been able to like 100% include is just, I find if I'm not putting all this information in one place, I'm missing stuff, I'm forgetting stuff, I'm not moving it over. But yeah, so that's how I use the Hobonichi Cousin, as either a memory planner or as a functional planner. I mean, you can, like, if you just put in YouTube how to use the Hobonichi Cousin, different people have different ideas. And if you do get bored of something, so like in January, I decided to do my planner lineup, what I was using. So this was my 2022. So I had my Hobonichi Weeks Mega, which is pretty much similar to this. I've realised I don't need a Mega anymore because I never use them. And then I had my Hobo Weeks for my fitness, a B6 Stalgy I was in, but I'm still in the Stalgy, just standard size, Hobonichi Cousin, and I had a A6 planner as well, and I just wrote down my daily, weekly planning there. And then this was a functional, so I had a wish list, and I paid my student finance, and I would annotate that wish list on the front here, so I knew, you know, what I needed to put where. And this, like, it's so easy. You can do little sketches in here, you know, if you want to sketch something out. Like if I was planning to, because one of my projects to do next year is to make my house feel more homely to me. So not so much concentrating on the the physical decoration of the walls and things, but internally I can get stuff that's going to make it feel homely. So, you know, I can sketch things out, I can print pictures from like Pinterest and things like that and put them in, and as long as I'm tagging them up where they're going, then, you know, I'll always be able to find them. So these are the ways that I find using the Hobonichi the easiest. Like I said, as soon as you put pen to paper, you're winning, guys, because just don't be scared to make mistakes. That's how you learn. That's how you learn the style of planning you like, whether you like stickers, whether you don't like stickers, whether you like full on like colour. Like, I love this. I do love it. I'm kind of like an in-between planner. I love this. I love the cleanness, the clearness. It looks fresh, it looks beautiful. But this also is beautiful to me. I love the little character stickers and things that you can get. I love them, and I love like the brightness of the kits. These are standard size kits. You can cut them down. You can use just washi and some stickers. You could do pen only. It's like you can just literally use these columns. I've seen a lot of people do this as well. I don't want to stop there. So people literally journal down here. They journal down there, and then use the daily pages for watercolouring, or you can use it as an art journal, you can use it as Bible study, you can write down your Bible quote of the day, you can write down your tarot card reading if you're into that, your daily tarot, you can write down anything, literally anything that you can think of that comes to your mind, you can literally write on these pages. There's no right or wrong way to use it. I've just shown you some of the ways that I've used it in the past and some of the ways that I find it easier going forward. So yeah, that's it guys. That is how I use my Hobonichi Cousin. Hopefully that has give you some ideas and things on how to use your cousin. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish this video, and then I'm going to do my weekly plan with me, which will be my next video, which will probably be up tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video guys. I hope it was helpful, and let me know down below if any of you got any other ideas of ways that you can use the Hobonichi Cousin. Put it down below so we can help each other out, because I know that this book, a lot of people love to hate it. Some people have found their groove with it 100%, but I know a lot of the majority of people love to hate this planner because they all use it, we all do it. We do it to about April and then we're like, this is too big. This is too big. It's not sustainable. So yeah, just try out different ways. Try out different ways. Don't be worried. I keep saying it, but don't be worried because they don't all match. Just try different ways, and eventually you'll find, if this planner is for you, you'll find your way. You will find your way. So I hope this video was helpful guys. If it was, then give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.